We're back today with another painting. Today it's called Night Lights. You're going to, of course, need a canvas, paint. I'm using blue, green, yellow, and white. You're going to need a foam brush, and this is probably ages 10 and up because it is a little bit more difficult. First, we're going to take our palette of paint, and I'm going to do the background first. So I'm going to do the night sky using a pretty blue. That's usually the basis of a lot of my paintings is blue. And I like to make it a streaked look. And we're only going to go down about 2/3 of the way, and we're going to leave the bottom for the grass. This is a pretty summer painting. So let's get that entire top filled with blue. Now when I add white to that, it breaks up the blue a bit. So if you would like to do that with your white paint, remember it does not have to be perfect. I like to leave a few streaks to make the imperfections stand out. And I think that will do. Perfect. Next I'm going to take the lighter green, dip my foam brush in, and I'm going to go start painting the bottom. Now we will add some detail later to the grass, but don't make a straight line. Let's make it a little curvy if you can. Go back and forth, take your time, pause the video if you need to, but completely fill up the bottom of your canvas with the green. So when we get finished, that's what it should look like. Remember, pause the video whenever you want to. So I'm going to take my same foam brush without even cleaning out the green, and I'm going to go in with the darker green, and I'm going to start adding some details. I take the tip of my brush and I stand it up on end, and I'm going back and forth adding streaks of grass to the bottom. What a difference that makes. Okay, we're going to let that dry for a moment, so if you want to take a break, finish up your painting, I'll be back in a moment. Remember, I'm just using a 9x12 canvas. Any size canvas will work. If you want a larger space, of course, use those 16x20 canvases. If you want a really small canvas to hang like above a light switch in your home, use a tiny one. This will work on any size canvas. Okay, we'll be back. We're back, and we're going to be using our fine tip brush dipped in white paint, and we're going to create a mason jar that's going to hold all of our night lights. You can make a template if you want, but I'm going to start on the left-hand side. And if you know a mason jar sitting down, it's going to be translucent. If you want to make your jar catty-cornered like mine, at a diagonal, and then we're going to just start adding some detail to our jar. Remember, the jar is a see-through. I'm going to put the lid on. Then I'm going to make one side a little bit thicker. Like there's light hitting the jar. There we go. Now some people like to write the word ball because that's a good mason jar that we used to have. And if you want to do that, you can. But I'm going to leave mine blank today. And if you mess up, don't forget, you can just go back and paint over that and start over again. So now the fun part. We're going to take yellow paint. We're going to use our finger again like we did in a previous painting. I'm going to dip it in the yellow. And this is where our lightning bugs are going to come into play. I'm going to put lightning bugs all over our canvas. Remember, if they're closer to you, they're going to be larger. Farther away, they're going to be smaller. How many lightning bugs you want to put? Now, don't forget, put some down in your jar. If you need to pause the video, go ahead. Get caught up, no problem. And how cute are the lightning bugs? So cute. Now with that same brush, I'm going to wipe off the white and I'm going to dip it into a dark green. Now we're going to be adding some detail to the bottom. Dark green, same brush. I'm going to try to get some of the white out. Dip it in dark green. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to add more grass to the bottom, especially near that mason jar. We're going to add grass. However much one you want to add, just go ahead and add that to the bottom. And I think that might work. So I'm going to work on this just a few more minutes. I'm going to let you guys work on yours. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, we'll be back. We're back finishing up our night lights canvas. And I was going to add a little bit more detail to our mason jar. So I took some white and a little black paint, or if you just have gray, that would work. And I'm going to add some shading to our jar. I just couldn't see it enough, so I think this is going to make it stand out a little bit more. That way you can see the jar. We want to see the details on the mason jar. So just take that color. If it gets a little too dark, put more white on top. And just add a little bit of detail to that jar. Make it stand out a little bit more. There we go, that looks a lot better. And if you also want to take like a Sharpie or maybe that same tiny little brush and add cute little wings on your little lightning bugs, that would be cute also. Hope you've enjoyed your night lights painting. Have a great summer.